KRBE, and more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm really curious what Roula has to say about these hotel stays because this is the first time I've stayed in a hotel probably in a year. When the power went out, went to a hotel for a day.
Are you on vacation?
No, we weren't on vacation. We got tired of having no power.
No, he's asking, haven't you been on vacation in a year?
Oh, I don't think so. No.
Wow.
You didn't go anywhere? You didn't go to Colorado or something last year?
That was about a year ago. Yeah.
Okay, the question, the title of the article is something that people do in hotel rooms that they never do at home. And here's a list. And I was saying there's one thing that I always do in the room, and I bet nobody else does it unless they have somebody do it for them.
And you probably wipe down everything, take off the top.
Oh, 100%. The
Yeah.
first time I met Roula was when we go to our radio conference, and I started your guys' show, I think, like 2 weeks, and then we went to this event, and she's like, yeah, you can come down to my room, and I go, and she is wiping down everything with Lysol wipes, and I was like, oh.
So I can't live that way.
This is how Roula is.
No, I only do it when I first get to the first day.
I was like, oh.
And the two things that I wipe, actually, no, I wasn't wiping. You know what it was? She saw the container that I had because I'm obsessed now since COVID. I never knew these existed. Is isopropyl alcohol wipes. Not Lysol, not Clorox. They're too juicy. These alcohol wipes.
They're too juicy?
They're too juicy.
It made me
If
laugh
you
so
buy
hard.
a Clorox packet of to-go packet in the airport, it's too juicy. They just all this stuff comes out of the
Now, I
packet.
will say I don't think
and
it's
gets
that
on your stuff.
So you
I
just
don't
wipe
think it's that
everything.
big a deal to wipe down the TV
The phone
remote.
and the TV remote. Those are the two things 100% I
Because
wipe
those
down
things are
when I walk
filthy.
into the
I
hotel
never
room.
touched the phone, so.
Yeah,
But if
you
I have
use the
such a phone,
remote.
I want it to be clean. So here's what I do that I don't know if anybody else does this because I'm crazy for ice. I will take the little plastic bag, go down to the ice machine, fill it with ice, put it in the thing. And that is something I would never do in my real house. I don't just sit around with a bucket of ice in my real house full.
Right.
I would never do
because
this.
you have
Right.
instant access to ice in your real house, but in the hotel room, there is
Yes.
no ice, so you have to bring it to you.
But most people don't even care about having ice. And does anybody else do this?
Just when I have a beer or
If you want to chill something.
yeah, some drinks. But I don't do it like that. I don't go first things. A lot of times I forget
It's
to go
not
look
first
for it.
thing. I just make a
Yeah.
point during my
Put that little
stay
plastic
to
bag,
go
right?
to the ice machine.
I'm not raw
and get some.
dogging
That's
my
funny.
bucket.
Oh.
No,
Put ice.
those
Oh,
buckets got to
God.
be filthy. And the other
You know they're
thing
not
is,
cleaning that.
Right.
a lot of times you want that because you're afraid if you bump anything in the fridge, they have sensors. Oh, I just bought that bottle of booze because I moved it off the sensor.
So I figured none of y'all make the effort to go down to the ice machine and get ice, but I
Half the
always
time,
do.
I don't even know where it's at.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Usually-
what floor it is or what hallway it is. Or
Yeah, it's usually when you come off the lobby, it says the floor numbers and always says ice.
It's like it has a
If
little
it's
arrow.
too far from my room, like, oh.
You take the covers off your beds.
That
You
duvet
can't
is
anymore
filthy.
because they're not comforters like the old school. Now they're those sheet duvets which get changed every day.
no,
Well,
they
fancy
don't change
places,
the
but
they don't
there's some
change the
places that
duvet
still-
every day.
I have not gone to a Best Western in 2 years, and the Best Western did not have a comforter. Like a Holiday Inn old school did not have an actual comforter you take off. It was all duvets. Duvets
Yeah.
are like the sheets with the cushion inside. If you take that off, you have no
It's
blankets.
kind of gross when you
Right.
think about it. Like
Yeah.
somebody like 10 hours earlier was laying there.
sleeping on that
Don't
bed.
think about
sweating.
it.
God
You can't
knows
think
what.
about it.
Yeah,
You
I know,
can't
yeah.
think about it.
That's
You
good.
would never go anywhere.
Think about
Okay,
the
how about
pillows.
this?
Yeah.
How about this? Using a towel as a bath mat. People do this in hotels, but they would
Absolutely.
never do
Yeah.
this in their hotel rooms. Why is that? Because we know thousands of people have walked on that carpet. And you're going to just put it down. You're just put the towel down
I use
on
my
whatever.
towel now. The bath mat I have does not soak up the water.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's
So,
soft.
so you're
I need
just
extra I need a
absorption.
cloth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something to absorb it.
Yeah.
Don't you wipe your feet down like when you get out of the shower?
I do. It's got that thing, but it doesn't work. It's weird. I can't
My
explain
husband steps out of the shower onto the mat and then dries off. So it's soaking wet.
I
Like
do
the
some.
mat
I
is
do
soaking wet.
some of
I'm
the
like,
primary drying in the shower after I've turned it
Yeah.
off. And
I'll
then
close
the last
thing,
thing I do is
so
get
you
to
stay
the feet.
warm and then
Yes,
dry off.
absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want to be out in the cold.
And that's why I get bombarded with Ruggable commercials in my social media. I have no idea. I've never bought a Ruggable, but that's one of their primary things, Sam. You know how nasty your bath mat is with mold and bacteria? Get a Ruggable. I don't know, and I'm not going to jump into this Ruggable world, but if you've ever tried it, you can text me at 37530. Does it suck or not? Is that a fail
worth it?
item? Is it worth it?
How
Okay.
about
Ruggable?
My wife
called
always.
Ruggable, yeah.
I don't wear these robes. My wife wears a robe. She likes robes.
No, the hotel
I will
robe.
not
I think
wear
she even
the
took one from a cruise ship.
They just charge you later.
Yeah,
know that
they
you took
do.
it. You might as well buy a
You're
brand
not
new one
stealing
that
it.
a
You're just,
thousand people didn't
you've
wear.
bought it now.
Sorry, father-in-law.
about
your
this one?
father-in-law was picking up the bill.
It happens.
Oops.
Other things people do in hotel rooms they never do at home is watch cable television. So many
yeah.
of us just stream at home, but you can't unless
Because
you
you
want
don't
to put
have
in
that
your
option.
password.
I know when I was at the hotel 2 nights ago, I was like, oh my, what's this Comedy Central? I haven't turned on Comedy Central.
Yeah, you're not used to it.
I know.
Think about it.
You can't choose what to watch. It's like, okay, The Office was on. You just
And
have
there's
to
no
watch
rewind.
That.
There's no pause
Oh, no.
and rewind. You guys just watch it old school straight, like it's live TV. It's on or gone. When I stayed in a hotel in spring break time in Colorado, the people before me had actually logged into the Netflix app, and they did not log out.
Oh, they forgot
Nice.
to.
Oh,
But it
that's
was
a
in
big
Portuguese.
mistake.
It was in Portuguese.
But you can go to
so we had
settings.
to put English subtitles on the Portuguese account.
Oh,
It
no.
was so crazy.
No, but you can go into their profile settings and change it to English.
I was trying, and I was like, this remote with this TV,
Or maybe
and
it's theirs,
not having
like-
too much time in the room. Was
You
not
got to
worth it.
remember to
From
log
their
out.
country. Although
again?
you can't get like, I can't take my Netflix from here and go to like France and watch it.
I don't think it works
and
that
it'll
way.
be American shows. It won't do that, right?
No.
I don't know what it does.
Because when I'm on
no,
vacation,
I
I'm
know-
not watching Netflix.
Well, that
I
was
know,
just-
I know for a fact they
Right.
can't because they have different distribution. And here's how I know, because I'm such a Star Trek geek. I know that a lot of these streaming services, they cut different deals for Europe. Each Netflix or Paramount or Hulu or whatever it is, they will cut different distribution deals with film companies in different countries.
Okay, well, explain this one then, because my brother-in-law lives on the island of Santorini. His wife is from Chile. She has a Netflix account when she was in Chile, and the first time we went to go visit them, we were in their house, and he said, sorry, the only Netflix we have is all in it's Chilean Netflix. We don't have, like, maybe some shows that you like. It was her account from Chile that we were watching
was doing all
in
the-
their house in Santorini. And it was all in Spanish, and it was all the shows that Chile.
Maybe someone listening right now
Netflix
who knows
shows.
this. Maybe they lived in Germany for 6 months or a year, and then
Yeah, you got transferred for
you
your
get
job.
American, your American account.
Yeah.
Could you take that with you, or
37530.
The thing I encountered was there were a lot of old hotels, especially when you're in Europe, and they don't necessarily have the most up-to-date televisions. We were stuck watching Alf in German.
That's what I'm saying. People watch TV.
Monte
They
Carlo,
watch
they have,
like
like-
basic cable
they have, like,
in
dirty
hotels. They
movies
do it at
on.
home.
Oh, really?
Where?
like in Monte Carlo? It's like,
Well,
like porn. I'm like,
Oh,
like what's this
my.
stuff doing on?
Yeah, especially if you got kids.
well,
regular
I mean, it's like a
channels.
regular channel.
Yeah, it's a
it
regular
wasn't like a pay channel.
Yeah, over there, they're more
They're open.
open to that.
People
stuff.
are saying Netflix yes, Hulu no, and Paramount no. You can travel with your Netflix around the world.
That's cool.
So that's how she had her Chilean Netflix account going on.
And what's a
Things-
ruggable? People want to know.
Okay, a ruggable.
Ruggable.
I don't know why I'm getting hit with
think
this.
a
Like a
Rugrats.
Lunchable?
It's called Ruggable, and it's hitting me like crazy, and it has been. Maybe because it geofenced me that I was shopping like at Target in the rug
My
department.
phone's gonna get it now.
It is a reusable, it's like a washable topper rug. Like
Yeah.
instead of rolling up like your kitchen mat
Oh, here it is.
and throwing it in the washing machine, it's the topping. That's what the commercial
Holy
is telling
crap,
me.
they're
You take the
expensive.
top
They're
off
really
and you wash
expensive. Look at
that,
this
and
up.
the base stays on the floor.
Where'd you get this
Cheapest
at?
one I see is
I just see it on
$350.
Instagram. It just
Yeah.
keeps hitting me on Instagram. It's
They have other prices.
RUGGABLE.
There's one for $719, one for $349.
And then I
one for
thought, okay, you know what?
$289.
I was at Marshall's or was it a TJ Maxx? I can't remember. They all blend together for me. And there were these rolled up kitchen mats that are long and like 2 feet by 6 feet.
Yeah.
And it felt really strange. Like it looked like it was a pattern that is actual like knitted yarn, but it was not. It was like a silkscreen picture of that on top of this removable
good if you
thing.
got pets
And I
that
go, is that
pee
what
or
a
poop?
ruggable knockoff is?
So if you go to
It looked really
Amazon.com.
cheap and bad, and I was like, no, I would never put this in the kitchen. But maybe somebody swears by Ruggable. You let
Yeah,
me know.
Roula, Amazon has got
great when you have
tons of
pets.
ruggables.
Yeah.
It's fine,
'Cause then you
but
can
I
wash
don't know
them.
they're on Amazon. It's
carpet
third
cleaning.
party. You
I
don't know
also
what you're
saw
No,
getting.
no, it's not all third party.
On this list, it says that people blast the AC to 58 degrees.
Yeah,
That's what you would
baby.
know
You
you're
put
in
it
your
down as
Love
low
that.
as possible.
Or that little machine by the window.
Yeah, you turn it all the way down. Closure.
Yeah, try to get you some
Closure.
answers.
Go to krve.com and contact us about a situation where you have been left with no answers, and we will get the answers for you. Molly reached out to us, and we have her standing by to tell us why she wants to be with us on the show today. So let's welcome her now. Good morning, Molly.
Hey, good morning, guys. You're amazing for taking my call. I just need some closure here.
Oh, well, we'll
amazing.
give it to you, Molly. So what's your
Hi, Molly.
situation?
I'm really down in the dumps because I basically had the two best dates in my life with the same guy. They were 2 weekends in a row, and they were both amazing. Like, I thought I couldn't have a better date, the first date. And then we had an even better second date.
What's his name?
Okay.
His name is Jesse, but some people call him Jelly, he said.
Jelly? Jelly Jesse.
Yeah.
Jelly. Okay, so are we going to call him Jesse or are we going to call him
I'm
Jelly?
not calling a grown man jelly.
No, man.
I'm not ready for this jelly, Roula.
I think he said his mom used to call him that or something. But anyway.
That's funny.
So anyway, we went out 2 Fridays in a row, and I'm telling you, it was amazing each night.
What made it so amazing?
We had the best conversation. And then the second Friday, our second date, again, it was even more amazing, and it was an even better conversation.
Did you guys have more than
Okay.
conversations, though, like with your tongues?
Maybe conversations of the body.
Yeah, the body.
Second conversation went so well that I invited him to come back home with me for more conversation, but we wound up having a different kind of talk, and we slept together.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you had 2 dates with Jesse, and obviously it's called closure, so I'm going to guess he ghosted you after y'all slept together.
Yeah, and I'm telling you guys, he is not like this. Like, and he's just not that kind of guy.
Are you sure?
Sounds
It
like he is. It sounds like he is.
How
So-
much did you know of Jesse before the first date?
Yeah.
Like, before you dated him the very first night, like that first big, major, amazing date you had, how much time?
We had been online chatting for 2 months.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Let me ask you something. Okay, you slept together.
Yeah.
And did he spend the night or did he do the tiptoe out in the middle of the night?
No, he spent the night, and he did say, like, he had a lot of stuff that he had going on that weekend, and he told me that on Friday night. So I don't get what, like, spooked him. Like, something must have happened.
Well,
And then
how
I'm
long
like,
has it been since you've talked to him? I mean, did he not text you again or call you again after that?
Nope. And I messaged him a couple times, and I sent him a text. I've sent him a couple texts, and then I left him a couple voicemails just to make sure he's okay.
That's because you gave him good. Maybe it was bad.
yum,
And he
yum.
didn't-
But how long
And it
ago
was blah,
was
blah.
this? I mean, was this like a week ago or what? How long has it been since you conversed with him?
2 weeks ago. And you have to understand, like, between dates 1 and 2, like, we were having some great exchanges.
So obviously, you know you've been ghosted. He has totally disappeared. Now,
Is there anything, though, I'd like to know? Is this going to be like, do you think he did something? And
like you tried the reverse corkscrew and it didn't
Yeah.
go well.
Or maybe he
My
just,
God, Rolla, I'm so shocked you said that.
I don't know.
he's
I
really
just heard that in
excited.
a TV show.
And just, things happen.
No, he's a great partner. Wink, 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 wink. And he's very generous. Again, wink, 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 wink. And I don't understand.
Well, let's get some answers then,
Yeah, no,
Eric. You've
I
got
wanna
him
know.
on the line.
Yes,
Do we call him Jesse or Jelly?
I'm not
Okay.
calling him jelly.
And just for myself, Molly, let me clarify with Eric. In this one, has he heard everything we
No,
said?
he's listening right now. Get jelly
Jesse,
on.
welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE. Thanks for being here. Good morning.
Hi, can I start off by saying only my mom could call me Jelly? Please don't put that out on the air. Can you edit that out, please?
No, it's already out
Oh,
there.
it's
We're
sorry,
listening.
we're live,
live.
buddy. So tell us real quick, why did you just disappear?
Molly, I just want to start off in saying that I'm sorry. We just view things very differently. Like, I heard her say that we had good conversation, but it was just Molly talking for 4 hours straight.
The second date or the first date?
Both dates. Molly, I thought you were really
I have
nice, but
energy.
you just seemed very lonely.
You went on 2 dates with this girl. If you thought she was too chatty Cathy for you the first time, then clearly you only went out with her the second time to sleep with her.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be nice. Like, I thought she was lonely, and I just trying to be nice.
Oh, a pity shag. Thanks a lot.
So here's the crazy part. After we were done, Molly rolled over, looked me dead in the eye, and said, "I love you. I want to marry you." This was after the first time we got together.
Molly, was it a joke, or did you really say that?
I love him. I think he's amazing. And it's like, I have been working on myself, and I've learned to put myself out there and be vulnerable. And if that's what I'm feeling in the moment, then that's what I'm feeling in the moment. And I communicate that.
But you can see how that might scare a guy if you're on your second date and you already tell him you want to marry him.
Well, then he's a wussy. If he can't take that, like, then, if you can't take the heat, get out of the good old bedroom.
But he did, and then he never called you again.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a little nervous, like, honestly, because I was like, oh, she's just going to talk my ear off if I do this. She's going to give me a million reasons, and I'm just like, I'm not interested.
So there you go, Molly. He just didn't care about you.
Wow. I think I know that Jelly is going to wind up alone or with some boring woman. So good luck, Jelly. Find your
Stop
little...
calling me Jelly.
But you know what, Molly? I mean, maybe there's nothing wrong with you expressing who you are, but does freak guys out if you're only on your second date and you're telling them you want to marry them.
You're 24. How old are you, Jesse?
25.
Okay, well, Jesse, look, I'm going to tell you thank you for at least being on this call because you could have just ghosted us too. And it's not okay that you are throwing it on her that she was lonely and you did her a favor by sleeping with her. But if that's really what you believe, which I think that's a cop-out,
Yep.
you just didn't like her, but you still wanted to have some action.
That part, but then afterwards, if someone says I love you, and
Then I wanna marry you.
25.
On the second date?
Yeah, you got to also own up to that part, Molly. That's going to throw any guy. Did you ever see Wedding Crashers, Stage 5 Clinger? I mean, come on. Guys don't like that kind of talk. They freak out and hit the door. So even if you were thinking it, maybe you should have held on to the thoughts.
Yeah.
Sometimes keep that
For a couple months.
Inside thoughts.
Molly, now you know. Jesse, thanks for taking the call. You guys will never see each other again unless you get married in a couple of years. Let us know.
Definitely not.
Ryan Show.
Definitely not.
Here's where we're going to go with this. On Friday, we were doing, believe it or not, stories that are spooky or of the paranormal way. And somebody called up and said how the food kept disappearing from the fridge when they weren't there.
I got like a little clip of that.
Yeah, we want to remind you how that call then set off the listener line. Here we go.
When I was 14, we actually leased a house out in Champion Forest. We started to notice food disappearing. It went from snacks to more heartier foods, I believe. We heard noises coming from the attic. So my dad placed some cameras. When he checked the recordings, there was a man that just showed up out of nowhere. He was rummaging through our fridge and bringing it into the attic.
Yeah, they had somebody that was living in their attic when they moved into that house.
Didn't he go up in the
Terrifying.
attic and he looked around and didn't see anything?
He didn't see anything the first
There was
time.
a fake wall was built.
Yeah.
And the guy was living behind it.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Right?
my God. Yeah.
So we had all these crazy squatter stories of people who've lived in other people's homes right under their noses
Like
or
a
actually above
parasite.
their heads. As they are just living and feeding off of their stuff. So then comes this listener line call at 713-278-VENT. Before you hear the call, know that it sets off a stalker topic.
Yes.
So I'll give you the number after that. I don't want to confuse you. It's too many numbers. Here's the call.
I heard your story about the attic, and I really think that I can top that. So when I started dating my girlfriend, she complained about the same things, like stuff was disappearing, like her clothes, like different outfits. She said she was like hearing noises in the attic, and I thought it was just like a squirrel or, maybe some mice or something. I don't know. It kept getting worse. After about 3 nights of these noises, I went upstairs into the attic, and there was a mannequin with her clothes on it, candles surrounding it. There was a bed up there. It was weird.
Yeah.
Turns out her ex-boyfriend decided to live in the attic after they broke up. He wasn't there when I went up there to see what was going on, and so we waited for this guy to show back up. And sure enough, one night, he shimmied over this fence, got into the attic. So we called the police, and apparently he just did not take the breakup between them very well. He made this, I guess it was like a shrine of her, and she didn't press charges, but she did get a restraining order. Thankfully, we haven't heard anything from him in the last year.
Oh, my God.
Crazy.
Could you imagine?
Still, you got to look over your shoulder. Like,
Yeah, that's
creepish.
terrifying.
Creepish.
At one point, y'all were just a regular couple. You're sitting on the couch. You're watching your favorite Netflix show. And then something happens. You break up, and he has been reduced to building a mannequin of you in the
are there
attic.
red flags, like Cosmo or something, where you look for red flags of a possible stalker? Like, you're in a relationship now,
I think your instinct tells you, Eric.
but you don't see it when you're in love with them.
No,
and
you
then all
don't.
of a sudden you break up,
No.
then you go, this person's a stalker.
Oh, yeah,
Also, it's hot
833.
up there. It's hot in the
I
attic.
know, right?
It's
Unless
like
it's
death
foam
hot.
insulated.
It's not
In
like
Houston, Texas, to be up in the attic?
If you have a foam
Ugh.
insulated attic,
true.
it's not as hot as a fiberglass insulated one, but still, it's not comfortable. 833-390-KRBE is our phone number if you have unfortunately been the stalker and you know the error of your ways, or you were stalked by an ex. And yes, to your point, Eric, how do you see that that's in someone
Like,
while
looking
you're
back,
dating them?
maybe somebody could text us, like, looking back, you go, oh, now I see.
You missed
how
it.
this person was a stalker.
Yeah.
You missed it
Maybe
initially.
they were just very possessive and you didn't think they were possessive. You thght they were just interested. Mm-hmm. Like maybe you.
They're really passionate. that really showed that they liked me and were interested in the same things I was.
That's what they're saying right here.
Find out.
If the relationship's too intense, too quickly.
Too intense.
Oh, it escalates really fast.
That person will be
But
a
then you
stalker.
kind of think that's just hot. You're like, oh yeah, this is just fun.
Well, not
lusty.
if the person starts asking here's the weird thing. Here's where it takes a turn. If the person is tracking you and you don't know they're tracking you on the phone, like sharing location, like you shared it once and they use that all the time. That's real stalkery because it could get to a new level with the digital age, right? It's more than just wanting to be with you all the time. It's knowing where you are all the time. Or, oh, remember when you went to get your nails done, you parked in that spot, right in front of the dry cleaners? How'd you know I parked in front of the dry cleaners?
Ooh.
Right?
That's true. They want
if
Life
the person
360.
is dating you and they're just watching you all the time on whatever thing that, and maybe you didn't share it. You're not sharing a Life 360. They're just sharing your location.
How does that work? And do you think, like in a relationship, because we didn't have Life 360 when we were dating our mates.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Like
true.
when do you bring that up? Like we have it because of our kids. I'd never have that if I didn't have kids. My wife and I would not have Life 360 on each other.
No, but you can on iPhones you can share your location. I do that with my husband and Jules and my mom and my little brother.
At all times?
All times, yeah.
So you know
I
they
even
are.
have my location shared with his brother in case, I don't know, something happens. Like I even share my location with Kev's partner.
Sometimes that can bite you, though.
Why?
Remember,
What,
okay, for
what
instance,
am I doing wrong that's ever going to bite me in the butt?
No.
Yeah,
But
so
for
you're gonna cheat
instance,
if you do that.
no, when I was following my daughter, and she was up at college, and I see her location is at a hospital, and I'm like, oh my God, and she's not answering the phone. Well, it turns out the guy she was dating lived right behind that hospital. I'm having a freaking heart attack thinking, oh my God, something's happened to my daughter.
Because you're here and she's there.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, oh
Yeah,
God.
but
'Cause
this
it's not
person
exact.
said,
It's not, right, pinpointed
I think
right.
they've updated it. It can show you if I'm in the front of my house or the back of my house.
Really?
I
That's
thought
how-
you lived at Taco Bell after watching your location.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
That's like Kevin Booster's thing.
Yeah, like, oh my God, again?
what?
Does she live near
You're
one?
such a brat.
Somebody texted us, guys, at 37530. Please watch I Am a Stalker on Netflix. You see their minds because they speak with actual real stalkers. There's a story about a lot of different situations there where somebody got stalkery. And I feel like you don't really see it. Okay, to your point, Eric, you said if the relationship is really intense too fast, sometimes it's a slow burn. I've said in the past, the one brush with stalkerism that I had, it wasn't stalking, but it was just getting a little too intense. Is this person I dated, we broke up. And then somebody called our show years later and said, I dated this guy that you dated right after y'all dated. And when I broke up with him, he put dead crows on my car.
Oh, my
Remember that
God.
girl? She was like, I dated that guy. And I was like, oh my God, that's so weird. Because I just remember the person just wants to be with you all the time. Like if you, I don't know, like what, I saw you were napping. Whoa, how'd you know I was napping? Oh, I have a camera and the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? They'll give themselves away with little breadcrumbs.
Like
You
in
have to
You?
just be open enough to hear it.
What was that character's name in You? That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Penn
He
Badgley.
just glammed on to people.
He did.
did.
And then he dreamed his life was with them or something.
But he
Kind of
also looked for
vibes.
vulnerabilities. And that's
Yeah,
how
the show
he
is
would.
wild.
He put himself into their lives.
This
Baby
texter
reindeer.
says, what'd you say?
Baby reindeer.
Oh, my
yeah.
God,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
This texter says, I have a stalker ex right now. He has 7 different phone numbers just to try and get a hold of me. The system is failing me. Where's the rest of it? I'm trying to get a protection order. It's been a year since we broke up.
Jeez.
See, that's sad.
How about this one?
Imagine like in this business if you had a stalker. Because they know where you're at, everything you talk about. They'd be
Instagram.
taking notes. They could know everything about you.
Well, especially if you're talking in details about where exactly you live in Jersey Village.